Anyway, she's fabulous. Okay, so Dr. DeRusso, you called me and said you wanted to get to talk to me, and then you said, is there a topic that you have fresh for us?
I'm writing a white paper on the corruption and treachery of the American judiciary.
Would you come forward?
Yeah, I'll just
Do you mind?
I don't have my notes with me, and the paper isn't written, but I can just give you a couple of comments.
Let's see.
If he wants to sit, that should.
How do we unplug this? Can you get through here? Okay.
I'm writing a series of papers entitled The Betrayal, Conquest, and Destruction of America. And I've been a student of American history and American political history probably since I read my first book, None Dare Call It Conspiracy, and then None Dare Call It Treason, back when my mother gave them to me and I was 16. One of my favorite writers is a fellow named Harry Brown, who I had the opportunity to meet as he was running for the presidency, and he was just by far the most insightful, down-to-earth economist imaginable. I mean, he said gold and silver is it. That's it. Everything else is paper. And J.P. Morgan was asked, "What's money?" and he said, "Gold is money. Everything else is just paper." So the point of it is, I got interested in the judiciary thing. Yeah, I'm sure everyone here is familiar with the FIJA, Fully Informed Jury Association, jury nullification. Well, I started investigating this stuff, and what I found was there's a series of things that have been done in many parts of our American government to turn the Queen Mary 180 degrees. Whereas the Founding Fathers set up a very honest system, over time, that system had a little tweak here, and a little tweak there, and a little tweak here, and a little tweak there, and after 100, 200 years, it's not the system that was put into place and doesn't even vaguely resemble it. I tell people, the first thing that I found of great interest was in Scharf versus the United States, 1895, the historical role of the jury was to decide on both the facts and the law, to sit in judgment of the law, and to acquit in any case where the law was repugnant to conscience. This goes back several hundred years, the Peter Zenger trial. And in 1895, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that, yes, the jury does have the power to overthrow the law and acquit, but they have no right to be told of that power. And so in Scharf versus the U.S. in 1895, the Supreme Court said, well, we're going to tell the defense attorneys, you're officers of the court, you work for the court, we license you, you'll do as we say, and you're not going to tell the jury that they have the power to acquit. And in 1895, to me, was the end of due process of law and fundamental fairness in American jurisprudence. Everything after that has been a mock trial in a kangaroo court where the decision as to how you're going to be convicted or let free has already been made. So we have a situation where the judges lie to the jury. They'll say, you're to follow my instructions. I will lay down the law and you're to decide the facts, and that's the end of it. And the truth of the matter is it couldn't be further from that. John Jay, in the first jury trial in America, said to the jury, you are to try the facts, but you have in your power the ability to try the law. And as of conscience, as a matter of conscience, it's the last restraint that we the people have on rogue, out-of-control government. Well, the judges lie to the jury. Then the judges deprive them of their lawful power to sit in judgment of both the law and the facts. Then they intimidate the jury. They'll say to the jury, you do this or I'll hold you in contempt of court. This is unbelievable. Then the judges control what evidence goes in, they control who can testify, they control what testimony can be given. Now, a new one that I learned of not too long ago, and I have the citation at home, the judges are now allowing the police to lie on the stand under oath. And the juries and the judges are saying, we want the jury to have all of the information, and then it's up to the jury to make a decision as to whether or not the policeman is lying. Well, in the eyes of the general public, the prosecutor and the police are like saints. And so you have a situation where it's unbelievable. They lie to the people, and they allow the police to lie. They suppress exculpatory evidence, right? They suppress evidence and they control who can witness and what they can say. Now, on top of it, there was in American jurisprudence, Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-American jurisprudence, the distinction of mala prohibita and mala in se. Mala in se were common law crimes: murder, rape, arson, fraud. These are things that are bad in and of themselves. Mala in se. Mala prohibita is bad because the legislature says it's bad. It's not inherently bad. We have a situation now where the mala prohibita laws are being issued by the millions and millions and millions, and every man is expected to know the law, and it's not possible. And every man is expected to understand the laws. And the laws are written specifically so that an average person of average intelligence doesn't stand a ghost of a chance of understanding what the law is right in front of them. Now, on top of it, there used to be a phenomenon known as mens rea, which is a guilty mind. If you're driving down the road and you see somebody and you push on the gas and you run them over, you got a guilty mind. If you're backing your car out of your driveway and some kid drives a skateboard up there, falls, and you drive over him, there's no mens rea. There's no guilty mind. Well, the guilty mind phenomena is gone. They don't have to show mens rea. So you've got the judge steering the jury. You've got the prosecutor doing whatever he wants. One federal prosecutor said we could convict a ham sandwich. You've got the laws that no longer make any sense at all to anyone. You've got millions of laws that are absolutely incomprehensible, and you're expected to not only know them, but understand them. And you can be convicted even if you had no guilty intent of any kind whatsoever. Now, the Supreme Court has ruled that innocence is no defense. Okay? So, in total, little change here, 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 little change here. The courts are absolutely corrupt. You get a mock trial in a kangaroo court before a judge who, there's another thing. How many here people, if you went to court, would demand a jury trial?
I did, and I get my way every time.
All right, you got a jury trial, right?
Yeah, I give the judge 50 pages of jury instruction that he have to read, and I accuse him of violating the Seventh Amendment.
I'd like to see that. Good for you. All right, is there a difference between a jury trial and a trial by jury? How many people know the difference between a trial by jury and a jury trial? You never heard it. So you go, I want a jury trial. And the judge goes, absolutely, you can have a jury trial. It says in the Constitution, trial by jury. It doesn't say jury trial. A jury trial is where the jury sits in an advisor capacity to the judge, and he can listen to them or not. He can set aside their verdict. He can do anything he wants. It's his courtroom and his trial. They're in an advisory capacity. Trial by jury is where the jury conducts the trial and the judge is simply a referee. So taken all together, these little tiny changes in our jurisprudence, in the end, the judges can control every decision to be exactly the way they want it. And in the end, remember, innocence is no defense.
So you're writing a paper about this?
Yeah, well, I'm writing a number of papers. That's one of them.